Okay, so we're solving for x. So in order to do that, you gotta first get rid of the radical. So we're gonna square, because this is square root, so we're gonna square both sides of the equation. So that leaves us on the left side with x minus 9, on the right 25, add 9, and so x is 34. And just go back to the original one. 34 minus 9 is 25. The square root of 25 is 5, so it checks. Okay, so number 2, same thing. We're going to square both sides. And so on the left side, we're left with 3x. On the right, we get 36. So now we divide by 3. And we get x is 12. Go back to the original. 12 times 3 is 36. The square root of 36 is 6. And that's what you have on the right side. So that one also checks. Okay, so we're going to square both sides. On the left side, you put a square right there. On the right side, just remember, make sure you, because there are two terms, that you put parentheses and then square it. So now on the left, you get x plus 3. On the right, you get x squared plus 2x plus 1. Subtract x and 3 from both sides. So now you have x squared, or 0 equals x squared plus x minus 2. So that one factors, the quadratic factors, as x plus 2 times x minus 1 equals 0. So x is negative 2 or 1. And remember, we have to go back and check in the original. So starting off with negative 2 plus 3, that gives us 3 minus 2, which is 1, and the square root of 1 is 1. And then when you put it on the right side of the equation, negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. And these are not the same, so that means that this is no good. It's an extraneous solution. So now we check 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Square root of that is 2. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. These are the same, so this is good. So we're going to square both sides again to get rid of the radical of the square root, and don't forget parentheses, I almost forgot. On the left side, you're left with 15x plus 10, and on the right side, when you square that binomial, you get 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. Okay, because remember, this means the same thing as 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3. And that's how I get the right side. Move everything to the right. So minus 15x minus 10. So now we're left with 0 equals 4x squared minus 3x minus 1. And so when you factor this, negative 4x, you get negative 4x squared. Factors that give you negative 4 but add up to negative 3 are negative 4x and x. And then you can make that little, or x factor, whichever. 4x squared, negative 4x, x and negative 1. Greatest common factor, 4x. X, negative 1, 1, and it works. So 0 is 4x plus 1 and x minus 1. So that leaves us with x equal negative 1/4 for the first factor, or 1 for the second factor. Okay, so let's check negative 1/4. And I'll do that up here. So 15 times negative 1/4 plus 10 equals negative 15/4. 10 over 1 is the same as 40 over 4. So that gives you 25 over 4, which when you take the square root, you get 5 halves. Put the negative 1/4 on the right side, so 2 over 1 times negative 1/4 plus 3. So that's negative 1/2, right? Because when you multiply across, you get negative 2/4, which is negative 1/2, plus 3. 3 minus a half is 2.5, and 2.5 and 5/2 is the same thing. So this one's good, the 1. Now we're going to, the negative 1/4. Now we're going to plug in the 1. 15 times 1 plus 10 is 25, and square root of 25 is 5. And then 2 times 1 plus 3 is 5. So both of these are correct. Okay, so number 5, the notation is changed, but it's saying the same thing, the square root of x plus 4. So to get rid of the 1/2, we're going to raise both sides to the second power. So one right here, 1/2 to the second power is 1/2 times 2, which is 1. So that gets rid of this exponent. So now I have x plus 4 is 36, subtract 4, so x is 32. And then check back in the original, up here, 32 plus 4 is 36, the square root of 36 is 6, and that's what you have here, so it checks. Okay, so number 6, same thing, we're going to raise both sides to the second power to get rid of that 1/2, and don't forget parentheses on the right side. So on the left you get 45 minus 9x, on the right side you get x squared minus 10x plus 25. Okay, we're going to subtract 45 and we're going to add 9x to get rid of them on this side, on the left side. So now we have 0 equals x squared minus x and then minus 20. So when you factor, you get x minus 5, x plus 4. Close parentheses. So then x is either 5 or negative 4, so now you're going to check them. So 5 works when you plug it into the original equation up here. You get 45 minus 45 is 0, and when you put it on the right side, 5 minus 5 is also 0. So 5 is good. Negative 4 is not, because when you put negative 4 here, you get negative 9, and when you put it here, you get 81, which is positive 9. So in this problem, this one's the extraneous solution. So the only answer here is x equals 5. Alright, so for number 7, again, the power, the 1/2 could also be seen as a radical, as a square root. So we want to get rid of it. So we're going to raise both sides. We're going to square both sides. So that's going to give you a 2 there. And don't forget, on the right side, we have to put parentheses and then square that side. So now I've got x minus 6 on the left. And on the right, it's x minus 2 times x minus 2. So that's going to give you x squared minus 2x plus 4, which is x squared minus 4x plus 4. I'm going to subtract x from both sides and add 6. So then now you have 0 equals x squared minus 5x plus 10. Now this quadratic does not factor, so then we have to use quadratic formula. And remember, we could always check the discriminant first, the b squared minus 4ac, to see if we're going to have any real solutions or if we're going to have imaginary solutions. So b squared minus 4 times a times c, that gives me 25 minus 40, which is a square root of negative 15. So that tells me that this problem has no real solutions. And why is that? Because the discriminant, the number inside the radical, is negative. So 7 has no real solution. So no real solution. Okay, so on number 8, we need to get rid of the 1/2. So we're going to square both sides. And so remember, when you square both sides, you square everything on those sides. So I'm going to put parentheses here to the 1/2, and then parentheses here to the 1/2. So 4 times 4 is 16. then 1/2 to 1/2 is, I'm sorry, I put 1/2. I meant to put 2. Sorry about that. 1/2 squared is 1, because 1/2 times 2 is 1. And so I get x minus 2 on this side. On the right side, it's x plus 13. So distribute the 16. 16x minus 32 equals x plus 13. Subtract the x. Add the 32. And so you get 15x equals 47. Divide by 15. And so x is 47 over 15. Let's see, 32. Oh, I copied the wrong problem. Hold on. No wonder it was making sense. So here that should be 15. And so that's going to give you this should be 13 right here. So it's going to give you 45. So 45 divided by 15, that gives you x equals 3. Alright, so on number 23, someone completed this problem incorrectly, and our job is to find the mistake and then fix it. So what happened here is when you square both sides, okay, so you square 12, and here it is, you square 12. But on the left side, they had to square the whole thing. Not just the radical, but the whole side. Okay, because whatever you do on one side, you've got to do on the other. So we squared one whole side, you have to square the other whole side. So it should look like this. 2 times square root of 3x plus 3 squared, like that, including the 2. And then you get 12 squared. So now you have 4 times 3x plus 3 equals 144. Distribute the 4, and that gives you 12x plus 12 equals 144. Subtract 12, so now you get 12x equals 132. And then, so now you divide by 12, and so x equals 11. So this is a correct answer, not 23. So their mistake happened right here, where they forgot to square the 2.